Okay, so here's our second list of vocabulary for Persepolis. Please make sure you're listening to this presentation. Research shows that when we have heard a word about 20 times, when we've engaged with it 20 times, we have actually learned the word. It's in our own personal lexicon. And while listening to this presentation won't get you 20 hits on the word, hopefully that with this video and the way we use it in class will get you to your 20 hits. So again, listening to this video is not just because I'm asking you to do it and you're following directions. It's for an actual learning purpose, please. Okay? As always, please pause the video if I'm going too fast for you. Our first word is nihilism. And this is a noun. It means total and absolute destructiveness, especially towards the world at large and including oneself. Nihilism. Somebody who's a nihilist practices nihilism. Someone that annihilates something is a nihilist and is supporting nihilism. Someone on a downward spiral, getting F's, doing drugs, stealing, etc., is going through nihilism. Would you please rate your word knowledge for nihilism? Remember, a 1 is I've never heard this word before. 2 is I've heard this word, but I could not have defined it. 3, I was able to define nihilism before looking at the definition. And 4, I own the word nihilism. Whenever the opportunity presents itself, I use it. So rate your word knowledge of nihilism. And then rather than creating a sentence using nihilism that's random, will you please write an example of nihilism in Persepolis? Where is something going on in Persepolis that shows total and absolute destructiveness towards the world, towards oneself? Who is practicing nihilism in Persepolis? Please make that your sentence. Nihilism. Our second word is fatalism. This is a noun, and it means the acceptance of all things and events as inevitable, a submission to fate. Fatalism. Will you please rate your word knowledge for fatalism? 1, 2, 3, or 4. Notice that both words 1 and 2, nihilism and fatalism, end with the suffix ism. We add ism to the end of a noun when we are trying to form a word that means a practice or a belief. So on your notes next to ism, please write practice or belief. For example, someone who believes in fate, they can't change their fate, practices fatalism. Somebody who is in a downward spiral and being self-destructive is practicing nihilism. Somebody who is a totalitarian dictator is practicing totalitarianism. Somebody who believes in equality for females and males is practicing feminism. Somebody who is plagiarizing is practicing plagiarism. So ism is a practice, like somebody doing something or belief in something. Okay? Ism. Fatalism. Romeo and Juliet believed in fatalism, believing that their fate was written in the stars. Fatalism. Please write your own sentence using the word fatalism. Who else believes that you can't change your fate? Fatalism. Next word is insurgency. This is a noun, and it is a rebellion within a group or as by members against leaders. Insurgency. Please rate your word knowledge. And insurgencies are carried out by insurgents. So we see this word used often for the Middle East, but remember we have insurgents with any kind of revolution, whether it was the American Revolution or the Islamic Revolution. Revolutions have insurgents. People that oppose their leader would be an insurgent. So an insurgency is the noun of when somebody is opposing their leader. Insurgency. Our next word is cabal, and this is also a noun, and it's a small group of secret plotters that plot against a government or somebody in authority. Or it can also be a verb. It means to form a cabal. Okay, so a group of secret plotters or forming a group of secret plotters. So a noun form, the cabal met every Friday night to form their scheme. Verb, they met to cabal every night. They caballed every Friday night. I think my sentence is covered up by that image. So cabal, somebody trying to overthrow something. A cabal might meet to form an insurgency. Cabal. Please create your own sentence for Cabal related to Persepolis. Our next word is machinate. This word can also be pronounced as machinate. So machinate or machinate. And this is a verb. It means to contrive or plot, especially artfully or with evil purpose. So if you're plotting to do something evil, you might be machinating or machinating. They decided to machinate over a plan to overthrow the government. So these are cabals. And in order to plan their insurgency, they are machinating. Okay? To plot, to devise, to collude, to cabal, machinate. Will you please write a sentence using the word machinate or machinate? Our next word is cogitate. Will you please write your word knowledge for cogitate? This is a verb, and it means to think deeply about something, to meditate or reflect. Please notice that both machinate and cogitate end in the suffix ate. We add ate to a word if we're trying to make a verb. So please record that on your notes. Ate makes a verb. So cogitate, to think deeply about something, to meditate, to reflect, to speculate. My father had to spend some time cogitating before he allowed my sister to go on a date. I often cogitate about what I want to do when I'm an adult. So to cogitate, the thinker, to reflect, cogitate. Would you please create a sentence using the word cogitate? Our next word is austere. Austere. Please write your word knowledge for austere. And this is an adjective, having no comforts or luxuries, a simple style or plain. A jail cell is very austere, but so is my aunt and uncle's home. They have very simple furniture and very few decorations. They believe it is esoteric. Do you remember esoteric from a previous vocab list? Meaning understood only by an enlightened few. So somebody who really appreciates a home with very simple furniture and very few decorations might be that home might be an esoteric appreciation. But austere, meaning very simple, is an antonym, meaning the opposite of a word we studied in our most previous list. What word means overly luxurious? That would be the antonym to austere. If you remember the word decadence, you would be correct. Will you please write that on your notes, that the antonym of austere is decadence. And then please create your own sentence using the word austere. Very simple. Austere. Our next word, number 8, is martyr. And this is a person who is killed because of their religious or other beliefs. Killed because of their beliefs. And then once they die, they become motivation for others. So Joan of Arc is a common reference when we speak of martyrs. Killed because of their religious or other beliefs. Revolutionaries become martyrs. They have died for a cause. People find motivation in martyrs. So martyr, somebody who is killed because of what they believe. Will you please create a sentence using the word martyr? Martyr. Our next word is hypocrisy. This is a noun claiming to have moral standards or beliefs to which one's own behavior does not conform. You might have learned this word during our To Kill a Mockingbird unit in your freshman year. Hypocrisy, a hypocrite, to say one thing and to do another. Like this comic here, pro-life, but touch my sign and I'll kill you. So hypocrisy. Do as I say, not as I do. My mother's hypocrisy of telling me not to smoke cigarettes, but not quitting her addiction is a testament to the power of nicotine. Hypocrisy. To say that you believe one thing and then to do the opposite. Hypocrisy. Please turn in your Persepolis books to page 87. What is the hypocrisy related to the shopping incident that is present? Please explain that in a sentence. The hypocrisy on page 87 is hypocrisy. And our final word is admonish. And this is a verb. It means warn or reprimand someone firmly or to scold, to admonish them. My mother admonished me for playing video games before my chores were completed. I admonished my puppy for peeing on the carpet. Admonish. Admonish. Please create your own sentence using the word admonish, to scold. This concludes our vocabulary presentation. Please make sure your notes are submitted. If you did these digitally, please take an exit paper and put a slip in the bin that says that your notes are digital so that I see them and I can grade it. And then at this point, please continue on with your Schoology vocabulary composition. Thank you.